There's one subject that we're constantly talking about, whether on the podcast or in our Partners of Commercial Fisherman community, and that is safety. And here's a hard truth. Did you know 8 out of 10 fishermen lost at sea weren't wearing a PFD? It's time to change that. At Kent Safety Products, they make life-saving gear designed for real fishermen. No bulk, no hassle. Just protection that works when you need it most. They also have the most Coast Guard approved PFDs on the market. So whether you're fishing in hot or cold environments, a fisherman can find one to fit their needs. And partners, let's just pause for a moment and think about how much it would ease stress to know that your fisherman is protected each time they go to sea. It's a lovely thought, right? And as a side note, we only partner with companies that have heart, those who truly want the best for our fishing communities and have high quality products. That's why I am proud to have Kent Safety Products as a sponsor. Visit kentsafetyproducts.com and find the right PFD for you and your fishermen. That's kentsafetyproducts.com. I'm Megan Waldrop, host of the Partners of Commercial Fisherman podcast, an extension of an online community for partners to connect and feel less alone. Our podcast invites fishermen, family, friends, and supporters of the industry to learn, laugh, vent, and hear stories about this incredibly unique way of life. What do you say? Let's dive in. Hey friends, partners of commercial fishermen, supporters of, family, and friends. Welcome to another episode of the Partners of Commercial Fisherman podcast. I'm so stoked always that we get to hang out each week and talk about this wild, amazing lifestyle that we live, that everybody could write their own incredible memoir and it would be a bestseller. That's how exciting this lifestyle can be. It's full of ups and downs, joys, adventure, love, love, love. And it is such an honor to be able to share that experience with you. And if you're new here, I'm your host, Megan Waldrop. Welcome to the Partners of Commercial Fisherman podcast, where we get into it. We just get real. This isn't anything mechanical. This isn't kind of like reading a manual on how to exist in this lifestyle, how to do things, quote unquote, correctly, because there is no one perfect way. It's the way that works for you. And that's my favorite part about this, is that not only can POCFs harness their independence and truly get a deeper connection with their fishermen in the process, but we can create the life that we want that works for us, because we're on different timelines. We don't operate on the same yearly system as everybody else. Our days are completely different. Our months, our seasons, everything. And that means that we can break the mold and build our own. Hell to the yes. And this is a perfect episode to explain how we do it. And this is also a little insight on what goes on behind the closed private doors of our private group chat. I recently opened up a brand new private group chat, which I'm very excited about. And it's for POCFs who have been with their fishermen for less than 5 years, because it is a different experience when you're just starting to get into the groove of, well, falling in love. Oh, those beautiful first days of falling in love. And then shit starts getting real when your fisherman leaves for months at a time. And you're like, wait, what? Hold on. What's going on here? Wait, we just met. How do I make sure that I'm maintaining this relationship connection with them? And also, their distance can bring up a lot of emotions that we might not realize that we've had since childhood. And so that is something else that comes up. And the best part about these private group chats is that you're able to instantly connect with women all around the world who totally know what you're going through. And that's why I love this specific chat for partners who have been with their fishermen for less than 5 years, because there is such a different type of challenge and joy within that beautiful, fertile ground of building that relationship with your fishermen and yourself. So in this heartfelt episode, we hear from a POCF in Washington State who's navigating her very first fishing season apart from her boyfriend, who's currently fishing in Alaska. He's a captain of a boat in Alaska. And as they prepare to move in together this August, she opens up about the emotional roller coaster of being apart during the Bristol Bay salmon season. From daily tears to deep love to short, spotty video calls and all the intense loneliness that many of us may know all too well. And also how many people are just nodding along with the shoddy, spotty calls. I mean, that is like That is also a foundation of being with a fisherman. It's like, hey, hello, I love you, click, and then that's all you can get out, right? But at least you know that they're alive. Like, that is the main thing. You're just happy to know that they are still out there. And in this episode, you're going to hear it was her first chat. It was the best. Like, she just came out with a bang. And this is the best part about being in a chat is you introduce yourself to the group and you can share as much as you like. And my favorite part is when people really put their heart out there of why they want to be in the chat in the first place. And this is a great example because afterwards you're going to hear my response of empathy, encouragement, and the honest truth that this kind of support is the kind of support that you get inside of our private chat, on top of the incredible support that you get from other POCFs who can relate to where you are now. All right, so I'm going to start reading it. And I'm keeping this anonymous, obviously, because this is our private group chat. I welcomed her in the group. She said, "Thanks. I'm so glad I found this group. I live in Washington State. My boyfriend is a lifelong Alaskan, but he's relocating to Washington State, and we're officially moving in together in August. We're in our 50s, and he's been fishing salmon in Bristol Bay for the past 30 years. He has his own boat and just does the salmon run, June to August. And he's retired rest of the year. I know nothing about being a POCF, so this is all new to me. We have an amazing love story. And now that he's gone, I break down and cry probably every couple of days. A piece of me is literally missing now. He's been gone 2 weeks this coming weekend, and still such a long way to go. I knew from the beginning that we met that he fishes a couple months every summer, but now that it's here, I'm finding that his absence is quite painful. We've made a massive impact on each other's life since we met, and he told me that this time is equally hard on him too. He has internet on his boat and he texts or does a quick video chat with me daily, but the conversations are very short and sometimes the connection is spotty. Once he launches in a couple days, he's warned me about times I may not hear from him for several days, and I'm not sure how I'll handle that, and it scares me. I've been trying hard to stay busy with hobbies, my job, and exercising, but I have moments of weakness where his absence sinks in and I cry. I truly believe we're soulmates, as I've never experienced such a strong love and connection. We've made big plans for when he returns, starting our lives together. I try hard to focus on that. I also try not to tell him how sad I am, as I don't want him to worry about me. I have a couple girlfriends that I confide in about my sadness, but I also feel like a broken record to keep talking to them about it. So I'm pretty happy to find this group. Please tell me that each season will get easier. How beautiful is that? I mean, that speaks so deeply, and I can relate to her on so many levels, and I know many of you listening can too. It makes me want to cry. It also makes me want to give her a huge hug and be like, girl, yes, like you are on the right path. This is the path. This is how we start to navigate these strong emotions and how we build these strong foundations for ourselves and with our relationship with our fishermen. And so here was my response. I said, thank you so much for expressing your heart. I know it's not easy to share with people you haven't met, and I'm so glad that you did. The best part of being a POCF is not having to explain yourself to others because we totally know what you're going through. You are not alone. First, the seasons definitely get better. Even though sadness may sneak up on you in future seasons, you'll get through it more quickly, knowing you have the tools, routine, mindset, and other POCFs to support you. Trust that this time apart will make you and your relationship stronger. Not hearing from your fishermen is a hard part. But the best we can do is to trust in their abilities to fish safely. And it sounds like your fisherman is well versed in that. Pray for a white light of protection to protect their boat and move on with enjoying your summer, or else you'll lose your mind with worry. Just remember, when you don't hear from him, that he's super busy, probably doesn't have service, and will text you as soon as he can because he misses and loves you dearly. It sounds like you're doing everything right. Focusing on you, doing hobbies, keeping busy, and joining this chat. It's okay to be sad. Cry it out. But also see this period as a silver lining. A time for you to really take a step back to not only focus on you, but the future of your budding and beautiful relationship. Our lives don't begin and end with the fishing season. As POCFs, we are on our own adventure, our own timelines, and have the opportunity to build a unique life that works for us. There's no rush and there are no wrong answers on how to move through this lifestyle. spend your time, or feel your emotions. I definitely know what it's like not to have friends or family to relate to. So please feel free to share anything that comes to mind on this chat. That's what it's for. I'm so glad that you got the POCF Survival Guide. That is a perfect companion right now. Keep me posted on the book, and I'm happy to discuss further details with what parts speak with you most. Thanks again for sharing and for being in our community. You'll get through this, and we'll be here when you need us. Whew, I just got emotional just reading that back, because it is so... I mean, I truly feel it from the heart. I know you've heard this message from me before on this podcast. But it really is that true deep connection that means so much. Yeah, it's getting me right now. And I just really appreciate any POCF that reaches out and especially shares their heart in this way, because this is what being a beautiful, emotional woman, human being is all about. This is how we get those deep connections. And with POCFs, they ain't got time for any of this like small talk, because we're already living this really incredibly adventurous lifestyle. Let's get down to the nitty gritty and connect. And I love this so much. So here's her response. She said, "Thank you, Megan. That reply was very helpful, thoughtful, and beautiful. It is exactly what I needed to hear, and I'll keep rereading it when I find myself feeling down again. I have faith that this experience will make me and our relationship even stronger. Thank you again for providing a place for me to vent, cry, and gain strength. I need it." And after her response, other POCFs chimed in, and it was just so special and beautiful to see how other POCFs can come together and support each other in that moment when we need it most. And this is the power of community, y'all. This is the transformation that takes place when you're connected to people who get what you're going through. And it's a special connection that differs from family and friends, because there's a feeling of freedom and power and vulnerability, and knowing that people are there to catch you where you are and support you through it because they truly understand what you're going through. And if you want to dive deeper into our awesome community, I invite you to join our private group chat so you can instantly connect with fellow POCFs who understand your unique lifestyle. There's going to be a link in the show notes to learn more. And if something from today's episode spoke to you, or if you'd like to share your own POCF story from motherhood to running a business or anything in between, I'd love to hear from you. And I know other POCFs out there would love to hear about you too. This podcast platform is to celebrate your journey, promote your fishery or fishing related business, or your POCF business that has nothing to do with fishing, and to help other partners feel less alone in this wild, beautiful lifestyle. To connect or to be a guest on the show, you can email me at support@pocfpride.com, because we're stronger together and your story matters. And that's it for today, y'all. Thank you all so much for listening, and I look forward to connecting with you again next week. With love and POCF pride. Till next time. As you know, safety is one of our biggest concerns as partners of commercial fishermen. So if you or someone you know has been injured while working on the fishing vessel, you don't have to navigate it alone. Do you know your rights and what happens after an injury? Would you like proactive legal education before issues arise? Need expert guidance before making decisions that could impact your case? Attorney Michael Flynn has been fighting for injured fishermen for decades. And as a side note, we only partner with sponsors who genuinely care about commercial fishing families, which is why I'm proud to introduce Michael as a sponsor of the POCF community. You can contact him today for a consultation at flynnworkus.com. That's FLYNNWIRKUS.com. And tell him that the Partners of Commercial Fisherman sent you. Thank you so much for listening. To support our community, I'd so appreciate it if you'd tap the subscribe button to this podcast or write a review. And if you're a POCF who wants to connect further, go to POCFpride.com for weekly vlogs and to learn about opportunities to join our private communities. We'd love to have you.